Curious George goes to the amusement park. Today's the opening of the new amusement park, George, said the man with the yellow hat. Let's go. They got into their little blue car and drove off. At the park entrance, they saw Yvonne. She was with her Aunt Ruby, who was wearing her new watch. We can't stay very long, said the aunt. I know, said Yvonne. We only have $1 for rides. George, why don't you get the tickets, said the man. I'll park the car, and don't get into trouble. The ticket booth was closed, but one of the windows was open just enough for a little monkey to get in. George wiggled through the window. A lever was sticking up from the counter. What was it for? George was curious. He pulled the lever. A roll of tickets popped up, and the ticket window opened. Now children came running from everywhere. Yvonne was the first in line. I didn't know you had a job selling tickets, George, she said. All I have is $1. How many tickets can I get? George pressed a button, and out came the tickets. Wow, Yvonne said happily. Aunt Ruby will be surprised. George gave tickets to the next person, and the next one, and the next one. Soon a long line had formed at the ticket window. Everybody got free tickets from George. Finally, the real ticket seller arrived. What's going on? He cried. Who's inside the booth? He ran to the door and unlocked it. A monkey? He shouted. Stop it! How dare you give away my tickets for free? George was scared. Quickly, he escaped through the window and ran away. Guard! Shouted the ticket seller. Stop that monkey! A guard blew his whistle, and they both ran after George. But George had disappeared in the amusement park. What a place it was. There was the Balloon Man, and the House of Mirrors, and the roller coaster, and the merry-go-round. There were places to eat and drink, and music was playing all over. George ran into the House of Mirrors. How funny he looked. First tall, then short, then fat. But the owner chased him out. George had no ticket. He ran over to the roller coaster. Aunt Ruby and Yvonne were just coasting by. Something flew through the air. George saw it land on the woodwork. How good that George was a monkey. He climbed up the woodwork and got hold of it. It was Aunt Ruby's handbag. George picked it up and jumped to the ground. When the roller coaster had stopped, everybody got off. That was fun, said Yvonne. Not for me, said Aunt Ruby. I lost my new handbag. Let's look for it. And then she saw George. Look, she shouted. George found my handbag. She rushed over and hugged him. Thank you so much, she said. Just then, a hand reached out and grabbed George. It was the ticket seller. He was angry. I finally found you, he shouted. You come with me. George was scared. One moment, please, said Aunt Ruby. Just look how many children are waiting in line over there to buy your tickets. George started that line. Besides, he found my bag. Please don't be angry with him. Well, said the ticket seller, if you put it that way, I guess I'll just have to forget about it. Let's shake hands, George. Just then, the man with the yellow hat joined them. How about a ride for everybody? The treat's on me. So, they all went on the roller coaster again.